Here I am with another team composition for Open Great League, and once again we're gonna use Dragonair as a safe switch. Overall though, the spotlight will be stolen by our Empoleon, which is one of the best Pokemon that you can use in the current meta, and at the same time it's kinda off meta because of how good it can be walling down certain opponents. So over here now we're gonna do a lot of work with our Dragonair after that very rough start up against the Whiskas, and overall on today's content we're gonna focus mainly on the very bad leads that you can see in Great League. So stay tuned till the end. This is gonna be a very informative video, a very juicy one on information, so that you can understand this team on its full extent. So over here now my opponent is gonna charge up a lot, and I'm just gonna use my shield just in case this is a blizzard. I got destroyed down by blizzards in Jungle Cup, so perhaps someone might have blizzard on that Whiskas, but this one didn't. So I'm just gonna reach now to those out of Resistance, and when resisted, this Pokemon is still gonna do so much damage, and this time Togedemaru will try to get to back wild charges, but we know much better because down they go to a simple Hydro Cannon. They absolutely lost track of our energy, so down they go in the process. That was scary for a second. Into the next battle now with the charge attack up in front. This Pokemon is pretty much bad news for me because my only severe counter to it is gonna be Dragonair, and now that we're meeting up with a fairy type on the switch, I do not have my hopes up. However, I know that my Dragonair here might be absolutely clutch on that individual matchup because of Body Slam spam, and since they're getting here to back Ice Beams, I get that I need to reach to the Body Slam as well back to back, because we can force the CMP and perhaps the shield, which we managed to get in a very effective way. Also at the same time I know that my Dragonair has also done its job, so I can easily farm down all the way with my Vine Whip. So Shadow Venusaur now with energy, seeing the charge attack coming into the game makes me think that I need to throw Sludge Bomb on their end. Not only that, but we also try to catch one X-Scissor on our Empoleon. We do that with pure success, but over here now we have a pretty rough matchup with that Medicham. However, I get the feeling that this actually might be kind of a good one for us, because if we can protect our Venusaur here from that Psychic, perhaps we can finish them off. So let's see how this is gonna go, because I'm gonna reach here to the Frenzy Plant, finish them down with that final shield, and now let's see if we can call the correct move, and unfortunately for us we cannot. I was really hoping that this was a power up punch, but my opponent absolutely knew better and they absolutely destroyed me down. Into the next battle now with a Deox up in front. This is a very bad lead for us, nothing to do here, especially when they can carry a move like Thunderbolt, and now we're just gonna see the switch out to that Ninetales. You know what, this worked pretty well for me, because not only we have a very good farm down here with our Empoleon, but at the same time that Deoxys has spent some crucial energy on my Dragonair. So overall here I'm just gonna keep going at it with my Empoleon, because even though we get super effective damage from the counters of that Vigoroth, I can still imagine that their charge attacks are not gonna be super effective at all, so we can have a pretty nice time over here. Now Deoxys is the only and real threat for my team. Venusaur here will grab that final shield of theirs, and now they have access to the Psycho Boost for sure. What we want to do here is to reach the Frenzy Plant as soon as we get there, and I have a very good feeling that this is gonna be kinda clutch on the damage output. Down they go, but the battle is definitely not over yet. This Body Slam now from Vigoroth will hurt us a lot, but they cannot reach to back, and down they go in the process. Stunfisk now is gonna be our next lead opponent, and of course this one is not that easy as it looks like, because we still need to reach to a couple of Hydro Cannons to finish them down. As you can see here, one Hydro Cannon can will never finish them off. We do not have Waterfall as our fast attack, instead Steel Wing, which is resisted, and to be fair it's not that good offensively but only for the energy gain, so down goes here their first shield. Now with Whiskas coming into the game, we switch out immediately at the same time simultaneously, and of course my Dragonair here is not gonna look that strong, especially after the debuff. If I had foreseen that switch out to Whiskas, of course I would fall with my Venusaur, but at the same time perhaps that is their entire plan, because perhaps they want to bait out my grass type, so throughout this whole chaos, this whole mess, perhaps we can stand victorious over here with a shield advantage. I'm pretty sure that this is just a mud bomb, so I'm just gonna let this go down. At the very end they have a victory bell, so no double mud boy at the back. Hopefully though the sludge bomb here will be super clutch for their end, and I want to protect my Venusaur from that magical leaf Pokemon. So now we'll try to catch one rock slide on my Empoleon. We managed to do that with pure succession, and right after, even if they take out my Empoleon here, I know that this Stunfisk is severely energy dry, so we can easily finish them off with our final Vine Whip. What a fine whip that was. So into the next battle now with that Annihilate up in front. Obviously this is one of the worst lead scenarios that you can get, and this has to be just a Night Slash, so I'm just gonna let that go through. They get the boost, but they did not even see that, so they cleared out immediately with a switch out to Basidon. I guess this makes also a lot of sense because they want to avoid the matchup with my Empoleon, and obviously my Dragonair is gonna get farmed down in the process. If they did not throw that Night Slash, perhaps they could be in trouble, so yeah, all of that absolutely worked for them. Now with Flamethrower and Stone Edge, I know I can survive pretty much anything they throw, so here comes now the complete farm down with my Steel Wings. I have almost a double Drill Peck over here, which can be absolutely clutch for that Annihilate. And since they block here, I have access to one more. Let's see if they want to take this move, and they do. They almost go down to that move, and we need to protect our Venusaur here from further harm, even if that move is Night Slash, because we're getting super classy. A Mud Boy, as known as Whiskas, the king of the Mud Boys, is coming into the game. This is just a Mud Bomb, and we're just gonna keep farming down with those Vine Whips, because there is no reason at all to throw any charge attack on an opponent that has a Mud Boy up against our grass type, and they still have a shield remaining. And speaking of Mud Boys, here is another one, this time up in front. We definitely do not like this one. We're just gonna keep going at it with our Dragonair and hope for the best up against that switch Pokemon that they're gonna throw up against us, because here is that Poliwrath coming in super clutch here, but at the same time we can push them so much with the energy farmed up, because a double Body Slam is along the way, and in combination with the Drango Breath we can apply so much pressure even to our natural counters. So at this point I'm just gonna take the move, and it is the Dynamic Punch. I was not expecting this. I was expecting something like an Icy Wind, something like a Scald, or even Power Up Punch, but Dynamic Punch not on the Open Great League format. So down we go. Gliscor at the very end, which means that this is one of our toughest closing opponents on this video. So let's see how this is gonna go, because even the Night Slash here from Gliscor is gonna be fatal for us. I'm just gonna charge up as much as I can, hoping for a double Frenzy Plant. I miscalculate things a little bit, and here comes now the final Frenzy Plant to finish them off after we survive with one only HP to our Shadow Venusaur. What a crazy battle that was. Very bad lead, a very bad switch, the worst actually closing part for us up against a flyer, but we still managed to finish them down. Crazy battle as always. And now let's keep going into the next battle with a Clodsire up in front. This Pokemon with a simple Earthquake can absolutely wreak havoc on our defenses, so what we like to do here and we want to do is to go ahead and push as much as possible with a potential farm down after we block twice. So Empoleon here, the king of the Antarctica or wherever the penguins live, I have no clue. Write down in the comment section if you want me educated on the matter. So Hydro Cannon now will be blocked by these Whiskas, and obviously this is a very solid scenario for me, because not only we have almost a healthy Empoleon, but also my backline can completely hold down that Whiskas with ease. So now with the bot slam here we can do some cheap damage before they get to the RLAs to finish us off. I guess they're gonna get to that move because Ice Beam at this range of HP that we have makes no sense at all. So Dragonair is gonna go down immediately right after. They undercharge here, which is a pretty smart choice, but at the same time we can do so much work with our Empoleon. So they're gonna throw here a Water Pulse, which is still gonna be manageable from our HP levels, and as soon as we come into the battle with our Venusaur, we manage to get a big victory for us. Charizard for the final battle, trainers, and perhaps this might look as a very good lead for you, but to be fair it is not, because with Steel Wing we do not have a very good fast attack pressure on their end, but hopefully they still want to catch on the Dragalge, and to be fair this is the perfect situation for me to come into the game with my Venusaur. I know that I will get farmed down in the process, but it doesn't matter at all, because Dragalge here is gonna take out our Pokemon after they survive with a little bit of HP, which means that we can easily farm down in return with our Empoleon without risking a shield at all. And also we avoided the matchup with our Venusaur up against a Charizard, which is also pretty great. Now I get those Hydro Cannons on their end, and as it seems they're getting a little bit too weak to my Empoleon over here. Overall, Empoleon is gonna be an amazing option for the meta. I'm telling you, Frostless goes down, and now it's time to spend those shields wisely for my opponent, because I'm not gonna spend them yet on this individual matchup. I know that I need to spend them wisely on my Dragonair, because this is a Shadow Glassy Charizard, which we can easily farm down in the process without trying at all. Only Trango Breath Pressure, and here is that final victory for today's content. That is gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching, for sticking around till the end with me. It really means a lot for the channel, and if you want to support me even more, just like the video or become a subscriber to the channel if you are already not one. With that said, thank you for watching once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one.